Okay, and we're back with game 2 of Tongfu versus Dream Time.
Radiant team,
Tongfu with a pretty dominant win in the first game. We'll see if they can keep that feat. And by Tongfu, I mean
Radiant
Dream
team,
Time. Dream Time handing it to Tongfu in a pretty convincing fashion. Powerful PL Coddle Visage lane causing a lot of trouble for Tongfu there. Lots of deaths on their side.
10 seconds remaining.
Tongfu banning the bird.
Dire
They don't
team
feel like playing
ban.
him. But we'll see if Tongfu picks up the bat. Last time they gave it to Dream Time, and Bat Rider was quite a problem for them. Bat Rider engineering many kills either solo or... Okay, so Dream Time bans out the bat. They don't want to play against
Radiant
him.
team,
They know
pick.
he's too much of a hassle to deal with.
Protector.
Tongfu going for Treant first.
Dire team, pick.
A solid pick. And Dreamtime takes the opportunity to grab Ancient Empress, very strong in lane, and Centaur, so two very popular heroes.
Radiant team, pick.
One a strong off lane, one very strong in the trial lane, so this is looking like a difficult game for Tongfu already. But they can counter with some nice picks. We'll see what they do in the drafting stage here. Interesting that they keep banning the Darkseer. They banned Darkseer last time too. I don't know if there's a history here with Dreamtime and Darkseer or Tongfu against Darkseer. They seem to have a strong dislike for him. He is quite
10 seconds
frustrating to play
remaining.
against as an offlaner to face
5
off
seconds
with.
remaining.
So we'll see here. They're going to go into reserve time actually here on their second.
Reserve time.
It's actually a pretty important pick for them to be making. Just because if they mess this pick up, they could find themselves in a pretty difficult
I
situation.
am Shadow Shaman.
So Tongfu actually grabs the Shadow Shaman.
Radiant team, ban.
Shadow Shaman's really sweet. I was surprised not to see him picked or banned in the last game.
Dire team, ban.
Obviously not everyone's going to love Shadow Shaman as much as me, but I think he's a really awesome hero. He's great support. He's got excellent single target CC. His wards even kind of count as a little bit of a CC because they trap people inside of them. And they
10
stay up and continue to
seconds
fight.
remaining.
Shadow Shaman may die. So as a support, if you can
5
get these ultimate
seconds
off, he's in a
remaining.
pretty good place. Tongfu banning Io.
Reserve
Io
time.
can be a bit of a pain if he's targeted, paired with a hero who has strong ganking potential. Centaur actually pretty decent for that kind of thing. So Tongfu looking to play their cards right. I'm feeling a little bit more faith for them. You know, they have the Shadow Shaman pick in the bag. We'll see how Dreamtime chooses to respond. So they respond with a ban to Doom.
Radiant team, ban.
Doom, one of those heroes, if you don't feel like playing him, you're probably not going to want to play against him. So, makes sense.
10 seconds remaining.
But we haven't
5
seen any
seconds
Invoker picks or bans. Which is
remaining.
interesting. Invoker really strong during this time.
Reserve
Strong
time.
mid, and that Tornado plus EMP, just such a good combination. Completely sapping heroes of all their mana. An Invoker here would actually be really good against something like the Centaur. If you can catch him with the Tornado and hit him with the
Dire
EMP, he's not going to have any
team
mana left to cast anything. Tongfu banning the Rubik. They don't want to play the Rubik, and they don't want to play against the Rubik. Rubik manages to get living armor. You can turn that against them pretty well.
Dire
Also
team
quite
pick.
effective picking up any of Shadow Shaman's
Radiant
spells.
team,
Dreamtime grabbing the
pick.
Morphling. They're probably going to put him mid, I imagine. He may go in lane, though. It's also possible. Now we'll see what Tongfu decides to do about this. So Tongfu have an opportunity here to try and pick something that's good against Morphling. Morphling, very hard to kill because of his strength gain that he has. Also has a lot of burst damage with his first and second ability, Waveform and Adaptive Strike.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't like him particularly,
5 seconds
but
remaining.
playing correctly, he's a pretty powerful hero.
Reserve time.
Wonder if either team is going to pick up a Mirana. Tongfu did grab Mirana last game, but poor Mr. Liuk Ale. Not much luck for him on that front with the Mirana arrows. Mirana a little bit dependent on getting those kills early on, because you can sort of go from there and help her team really cement an early game advantage. If you're not able to hit those arrows, it's a little bit more difficult to end up in that dominant position. So Tongfu picking up Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, always a solid hero. I mean, he has been nerfed a few times. Now you have to be a lot better with his Impale, and a little bit more careful with when you use his Spiked Carapace, but still really good. The burst damage that Nyx provides
10
is
seconds remaining.
difficult to match. It means that if you can pick out a hero on the map solo,
5 seconds
you may be able to
remaining.
kill him off pretty easily. And he has the potential to kill Morphling if he gets lucky.
Reserve
It's not going to be
time.
an easy kill by any means, but there's a lot more potential there than for a lot of heroes, just because of all the damage that he provides in a short instant. That's Morphling's strong suit, is being able to survive through sustained damage, but direct and pretty much instantaneous damage is a little bit more difficult for him to outlast. Don't really know where they're going to go next here. Dream Time taking their time with this fourth pick. They have an offlane. They have what looks like a mid, so they're going to want to get something for their tri-lane, a carry, another support. They may choose another hero for mid and put Morphling in the tri. So that's going to be Chen in the jungle. He can
Radiant
support
team pick.
the dual lane. And so this will be interesting to see who Dreamtime chooses to run the dual lane with Ancient Apparition. Unless it goes in lane, that wouldn't really make much sense. So we do see an Invoker. That's going to be Invoker mid. Probably most likely going to face off against Morphling, I imagine. Not entirely 100% sure. You can never tell for certain, but that looks like what the matchup's going to be.
10 seconds remaining.
And it'll probably be Nyx Assassin offlane. They could always put Nyx
5
mid
seconds
and Invoker
remaining.
safe solo or offlane or something as well. He's just a hero that
Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining.
We'll see what Tongfu decides to do, but I'm really interested to see who
5
Dreamtime's going to
seconds
pick next. But first, the
remaining.
bans. So they did ban on Weaver. Weaver, an annoying hero to play against, and without a Doom to counter him, really hard to hunt down and kill. Something like Shadow Shaman would have been good against Weaver, but he's on the wrong team, so they banned the Weaver. That way they don't have to deal with it. Tongfu feels like Dreamtime still doesn't have mid, so they banned the TA there. TA would have been pretty good against Invoker. And Dreamtime picking up the puck again. So that's air on the puck again. That's looks like it's going to be Ancient Apparition and Morphling hanging out in lane together with Chen in the jungle and the Centaur Warrior off lane. A little bit less of an advantage to be gained from Chilling Touch on Ancient Apparition when you only have 2 heroes, but still significant, and they can always use it when Chen comes into gank. And if they do manage to get a stun off with, like, say, a Centaur creep, they could actually get Cold Feet to proc, so that would be pretty brutal. Tongfu picking up Naga Siren here as the last pick. I imagine it's going to be a carry Naga in lane, supported by Tree Protector and Shadow Shaman. We'll see how that works out. Naga, a really fun hero to play, does a lot of damage with her Riptide, and once you get her farmed up with Manta and some Diffusal, whatever, level 1 or 2 in the heart or something like that, she's really hard to face off again. And I've had some really fun games where I'm playing Naga and I managed to give supports to my illusions and the like, so very fun memories with Naga Siren. So in July, going for Boots first, going to get a ward here for the offlane. Super also has a ward. Looks like I think they're probably going to head down together. Morphling, or XDD, preparing for a lane by morphing down some Agi here. He's pretty squishy, but I guess he's not too worried about dying. Not that much burst damage coming out of the Nyx, and he's going to take advantage of his high base damage to secure last hits and probably harass a bit as well. Sorry Fox going to take the offlane again. Shao Love or LV. I'm just gonna say Shao Love. I assume that's what the LV stands for. Maybe it stands for Louis Vuitton. I don't know. Anyways, Shao Love on the Naga, heading out with the Tree Protector and the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman ready to check for wards, wants to deward if possible. We'll see where he throws down these sentries. Not sure if he'll just put them down blind. Centaur's a pretty good place here.
30 seconds to battle.
He's got boots, so he's going to be able to get away decently. It looks like that's a very interesting ward. Does give them sighted on the tower, and it's unlikely that they're going to know that it was placed there. I was thinking maybe AL was going to hang out there in the trees and try for a first blood or something. Kabu waiting up here. This way he's got sight on the rune without really exposing himself to the danger of being right there at the ward spot. So taking advantage of that. So it's going to be triple U9 mid. Oh, these guys are getting the D-ward here on Sorry Love's... sorry. Apparently everyone's named Love now after Shao Love. Sorry Fox is going to be lacking vision there. And actually that means that Radiant no longer has sight on the rune, so that's going to make it pretty difficult here for UU9 to contest the runes. Nice block from Air here. Manages to get the creeps up on top, giving him an advantage. That would have been a deny if he hadn't missed. So we'll see what happens. In July, just back at his tower already. Not much he can do here. And with this ward, they're going to have pretty good control over the lane and keep Centaur from moving in pretty effectively. So it's up to Shao Love just to balance the creeps out and keep them from pushing forward too much. XTD just last hit and then denying, chilling in lane. He's actually attacking his own creeps a lot, but I think it's because they decide to pull? I don't know, I'm not sure. This is going to mess up the balance of the lane having two range creeps. Not sure why he attacks so much on the other creep. We'll see if he can balance it out. Misses up that last hit though. Morph when he's got this much agi at such a low level makes it really fun to last hit with him because he attacks so quickly. So Dreamy U has this camp stacked and probably going to pull it in when the next opportunity comes, although Super may be doing that. No, he's just going to continue jungling. So here on the bottom lane, Tongfu taking advantage of their tri lane. Shadow Shaman just kind of pulling in the trees. Treant went for Leech Seed first, so they were probably looking for a first blood opportunity, but in July just playing it really safe. I like his set, it's a nice set. Sorry Fox gets his first point actually in Spike Carapace. I don't know if he knows his pull is, I think he knows his pull is happening. So he's hanging out nearby, he's hoping to get some experience from it. With that shared XP that you now get from the creeps. And that's going to be the end of the range creep. So he's doing, right now Sorry Fox doing a little bit better than in July in terms of the lane, getting a little bit more XP, but it makes sense. It is 2 against 1 as opposed to 3 against 1. It looks like, I don't know what he was doing. He might be trying to kill this, oh, he's actually pulling into the camp. So that's actually pretty clever on his part. He's probably going to be able to kill this Troll Warlord, and if he doesn't get interrupted by Dreamy Your XTD, he'll get a decent amount of experience there from that. He's playing a little bit safe. I think he's just waiting for his creeps to kill. That's risky because he might give up the last hit to the AA, who's wizened up to what's happening. Oh, he's gonna go for the... He uses his stun to get the last hit there, but he's sharing XP with XTD and with Dreamy U, so that XP advantage that he was probably envisioning, not quite as significant as he was hoping. In July, kind of walking around here, wants to make something happen, but not much for him to do in the offlane, just has to play it safe. And I don't know where he's going. I think he's looking for another path here to where the pull is happening. Oh, he's hanging out underneath, because he has this ward here. He knows that they're not necessarily going to be able to find him and kill him. And he can get some experience. And as an offlaner, experience is like what you desperately want. Not sure why he ran in there. He's tracking their attention when he could have just... I guess he's just giving a little bit of a hard time. Felt like he could have just hung out there for a bit and just taken experience without risking being killed potentially. Super coming by, gonna stop the shenanigans with the hard camp. And Sorry Fox seeing an opportunity to get some damage here in on Dreamy U, but not much gonna happen there for him. Triple U9 harassing on air. Air gonna back up. He's got a full bottle, but he's just keeping these runes under control. And AL gets the rune, gets a haste rune, but In July backs up, and even if AL were able to hit him, I think he'd probably be able to get away. He does have the stun, and he does have a pretty decent amount of damage coming out if he likes. Looks like Sorry Fox getting dived on, doesn't manage to hit his stun on enough people, does manage to block the damage with Carapace, and doesn't quite die. So that's a decent outcome for him. Super now has a Troll Warlord, using him to push the tower. They've got a ward down here to keep an eye on the off lane and pretty much prevent him from getting any sort of beat down by the tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's a fortify, but I think they're probably going to take this tower. It does have a salve, or was given one, not sure exactly. Maybe a salve off of AA actually. And AL comes over here to top lane to try and help out, but don't think he's going to be able to stop it. And that's a that's the tower down. Less than 5 minutes for DT, so they're making good use of their Chen to really push and put some pressure on the towers. Triple U9 trying to get some damage in here. He's going Quas Wags. No levels in Nick's sword actually, which is interesting. Sometimes Invokers do that to get some base damage, but he's using stats instead to get the base damage that he needs. Invoker has pretty pitiful base damage. It's something like 43 or something at the start, but with levels it starts to compensate. It's not quite as bad. XTD's sort of daring Nyx to stay in the lane, says, "You can stay here, but you may have to pay with your life." Kind of like a I feel like it's sort of like a face-off in an old Western movie or something. Now, if we look at last hits and denies, Naga doing quite well bottom. XTD also doing pretty well on his lane, and especially well given how much he has facing off just 2 against 1 as opposed to 3 against 1. Shao Love has had pretty much free farm, so we expect him to do really well in last hits. Triple U9 nearly matching air in middle. They're similar levels of experience and last hits, so they're both doing pretty well. There haven't really been any ganks on mid yet, so we'll see if that does happen. Shao Love can set something up with his sleep, although it is hard to gank a puck. Quite a slippery hero. And so we look here, gold advantage is in DT's favor, probably to do with the early tower there. That's 1,000 gold to go towards them. Also the Chen jungling, he's going to be getting a significant amount of gold more than support's just pulling into the forest wood. Looks like Super's going to want to try and gank here on Triple U9. He doesn't know what's coming. Centaur's here waiting. Chen's here waiting, and oh man, does Triple U9 suspect something? I don't know if he sees. Does he see this? Oh, he doesn't see the creep there in the back. But it's gonna get revealed. Oh, he's gonna actually go ahead and frost. Not frost. Cold snap on the Centaur. Centaur loses all of his mana. Puck orbs in. That's a lot of damage on the Centaur. Air's kind of out of position, but he should be okay. And they're actually going to go here on Story Fox. DT picking up Story Fox. He's going to help out. That's first blood down. In July, just barely getting away. Shaman was looking to shackle him, but didn't have sight. And nice reaction time there. I think he skilled up his double edge like then or near to then. And he's, as an offlaner, he's looking pretty good, whereas Nyx, on the other hand, is looking pretty sad. He does not have Tranquils. He does not have any other items. And although he does have a level on the Centaur. Once he hits level 6, that is a lot of kill potential. We'll see if they are able to take advantage of it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Push here on bottom. Using his Riptide to land those last hits. He's got drums. I imagine he'll probably go for something like... I'm actually kind of surprised he doesn't have boots yet, but Naga's got really high base speed, so you can sort of afford to get drums first. It does give you something equivalent to boots. He's a little bit slower than someone with normal boots would be, although Tranquils gives you a ton of extra movement speed. And he grabs the boots now, so he's actually matching Centaur with Tranquils, with a combination of his high move speed plus drums, plus boots.
Methinks you wanted that.
And XTD just continuing to farm. If you take a look at net worth, Naga is leading, but XD is pretty close behind. Puck, a little bit of a lead on the Invoker. And the 3 supports for Tongfu are really, really poor, even comparatively when looking at the supports on the other side. So, in terms of gold, it's looking pretty good for DT at the moment. Kind of a passive game right now in comparison to the previous game, which was pretty action-packed from the start. I imagine DT didn't want to try and go for the cheesy PL Coddle strat because they felt, well, maybe Tongfu would be better prepared to counter it. I think Air here is setting up for, yeah, he's setting up for North to get those last hits. Gonna grab that last hit on the catapult. And, oh, gets the 9 on the last one. But that was a pretty nice series of last hits there in terms of the orchestration he did. Pretty sure Super here is ready to take down another tower. And this is what DT's going to be looking to do. They're going to have Centaurs. They're going to either want ganks or to push towers. Super does have level 6 now. It gives a lot of survivability to Dream Time. And Sorry Fox, he just wants to get level 6. He says, please, just let me get level 6. Just barely out of XP range on that last kill. Finally gets level 6. Okay, I have level 6. I'll leave you to your own devices then, Morphling. Morphling looking pretty nicely farmed up. Has power charge. Puck got a kill here in the bottom lane on AL. Despite Trina's ability to go invisible, if you do get jumped Puck, which Puck has been doing throughout these 2 games, you're gonna die. So that's a 2-0 lead here on kills for DT. We'll see if Tongfu can do anything to sort of help with that. Looks like Sorry Fox came bottom. He wants to try and secure
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not sure if it's going to happen though, and
Dire's middle tower is under
Shallow is
attack.
quite low on mana, so. Oh man, he misses the Riptide. Gets his illusions cleared out. That's no fun. He might be trying to bait up, yeah. Oh, Sorry Fox!
All are healed.
Oh no. Gets ulted. Oh, and the ice shards land on Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman does not have level 6 yet. He's considerably less useful at that point. And the Dire actually had a ward up here, so they may have seen him coming in Viz, which I think they might have. XD using Replicate here to accelerate his farming, going somewhere else and then just replicating in. Made a copy of his friend, Nick's Assassin, I think.
No.
AL trying to keep the towers healed up. I think he's healing up. Oh no, he's healing up the person. Never mind. And Tongfu trying to make something happen here. Kabu's in a little bit of a dangerous place facing off against Air. Air does have a Blink Dagger already, which is a great deal, I think, quicker than the other game where he died a few times helping out the other lanes. But yeah, Puck with a Blink and an ultimate up and almost level 9. That's a lot of damage that you're risking coming your way. Puck. They don't actually have sight on the bottom lane, so he doesn't know that these 2 are kind of hanging around nearby. I imagine Puck would love to get a kill on this
under attack.
Haste.
Shadow Shaman. Coming in. That's another sentry down. They're gonna pick off this one. Oh, and Cold Snap going down on Air. Will Air get away? They do manage to shackle. Air's gonna die, but that's a nice Ancient Apparition's ult's gonna land on them, and those heals that are coming in are gonna be prevented. Nice kill for Tongfu. Pretty good pickoff. Oh, and meanwhile Morphling killing Nick's Assassin top. Kind of embarrassing for him to die. Surprised he didn't use his ultimate, may not have had mana for it. XD here gonna take some damage from the tower to help him with his push and bottle up to compensate for that damage. So
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
he's sitting pretty at the moment.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's
He has all 3 of his
structures are
creeps coming in. I imagine this
fortified.
tower is actually going to fall, and that's 2 towers in this lane by 13
Radiant's
minutes.
top tower
Pretty
is under
significant. That's going
attack.
to keep contributing to the gold advantage for DT here. There's the tower.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Let's see the gold.
Dire's bottom
And
tower has fallen.
he got Chen to send him back, and then he's going to replicate back into this, I imagine. Is he? No, he's not. They're fighting back.
Killing spree.
Morphling with a
Double
kill. That
kill.
wave really contributing a ton of damage. XD wants to fight the Nyx, uses the strength morph to save himself, and they're gonna keep chasing. He uses waveform to jump ahead. Brutal death there. That's 7-1 right now. Disastrous fight bottom for Tongfu. This early game is really getting out of hand for them. They do have a strong late game. They have an Invoker, they have a Naga Siren, they have a Shadow Shaman. Even Nyx Assassin has some late game potential, but they're really struggling here. And Naga, although she's great, she's saving up for a Radiance, and Shao Love has been doing a pretty good job of farming. He hasn't died quite yet, but even once he gets the Radiance online, his illusions are still going to be quite squishy, and I imagine Dreamtime will be able to take them down pretty easily. It's going to be hard for them to stop this push continuing. In July, the Blink Dagger, so much initiation power. Probably going to fall to the Ice Shard damage for sure. That's one more tick. Puck jumps in to finish him off and stop the channel. Puck, meanwhile, is wrapping around here on top. I think, is he eyeing the... No. He may have been eyeing the courier, but... Oh, Morphling going in on a...
Killing spree! Double
and he's dead. Oh my gosh, another Blink from in July. They have... Oh, they have sight on Sorry Fox. Sorry Fox is gonna die. Morphling picking him off again. They're looking here, they're gonna probably take down this one. And this early game lineup here really working out for them. They're doing a ton of damage to the towers. They're getting a bunch of kills.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And making use of Morphling as a hero with a lot of damage early on. That waveform, a lot of potential AoE damage, 325, and a lot of right-click damage too with his stat morph that he can do. You just have to balance out your survivability and morphing of your stats, but he's been doing a pretty good job of that. Super grabbing some more creeps here in the jungle. He needs to add to his forces. He's lost a few of them in battle. But that's one tower down for Tongfu and 3 towers down for DT. That's a pretty big advantage that they continue to build on. Right now they're almost at a, was it 7,000 gold advantage? Tongfu looking to counter
bottom tower is under attack.
Some towers of their own. Oh man, the two squishy guys are going to get hit with the ice ball. They're suffering in that department. They have smoked up. They want to make something happen. They're going to try and find, I think, someone in the jungle. But I'm not convinced they're going to be especially fortunate in their search. DT actually smoking at the same time. It's always funny when you see both teams smoking at the same time. Sorry, Fox. They see... oh, they catch Morph here with the edge of that EMP's going to take all his mana away, but meanwhile, DT's initiating here on mid. AL trying to run away. Shao Love he does have a Sacred Relic, but he still doesn't have his Radiance up, and that's 2 kills there for DT. Morph does manage to get away. Strength gain showing its worth in terms of keeping yourself alive. And Tongfu's still sitting at 1 kill, just that lonely kill they got on Puck here on the side lane so many minutes ago. And with a lineup with heroes like Nyx, with heroes like Shadow Shaman, you'd be expecting Tongfu to get more kills just because of the CC and burst damage potential they have. Meanwhile, DT here taking Roshan. We'll see if the Wild Wing Ripper gets pulled back. I guess Super's not overly concerned about preserving his life. Although that extra armor buff is useful, but Roshan's gonna fall to this. Morph picking it up. It'll make him even more difficult to kill. And that's another... What? Ice Ball doesn't hit anyone this time. I like calling it Ice Ball. I know it's called Ice Ball. And DT's going to look here. They're going to take bottom tower. Meanwhile, Morph's going to push mid. He's going to jump to his Centaur Replicant when need be. Yep, so they've got pretty much the whole team here. And Shao Love just wants to get his Radiance done. That's all he wants. That's all he's asked for.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm not going to bother contesting it. Centaur going to TP mid. Him and A are going to help protect. They can leave XCD here to take it out on his own.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Pushing bottom.
Dire's middle tower is
He actually has a
under
Lincoln
attack.
Sphere out, which is pretty crazy considering he's only 18 years old. July gets his son off. Sorry, Fox gets hit by the ice blast and he's
Stormy!
Garrett is getting harassed now by Colton. Mabu taking advantage of the shackle, but that heal from Chen.
Mega kill!
Oh, a little bit too
Radiant's
aggressive
bottom
there.
tower
Just
is
managed to
under
take Shadow
attack.
Shaman down, but
Radiant
himself
structures are
he does die.
fortified.
They do manage to get middle tower, which is nice for them, but they're also giving a bunch of gold to
Radiant's
Shadow
bottom
Shaman's
tower
warriors.
is under attack.
And AL here coming in wants to make a Morphling pay for his transgressions. Morphling rather cheekily makes a copy of the Tree Protector, and he may actually pull it to. I think he's going to pull it to the jungle. Or he's just running around waiting for him to drop aggro. Kind of fun watching him.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
is under
Lincoln
attack.
Sphere up on Morphling so early on is quite significant. We see a gem being purchased. I think it's going to go on one of the tankier heroes, maybe the Centaur, maybe the Morphling. But that's going to make Nyx's life pretty much just absolute hell. In July here, he's going to farm up the jungle. He has a regen from his boots, so he's not too worried about taking damage there from the creeps. Interesting that he's got a blink dagger and a force staff, so a lot of mobility there for the Centaur, and that's scary when you're playing against him because he's able to position those stomps quite effectively that way. Kabu here, I think he's waiting to pull the creeps. I guess they're not going to take advantage of it. Oh my goodness. She's still trying to get her Radiance? I think she's getting it right now. She must be. Yeah, so Radiance up on Naga, but that's a 20-minute Radiance. And meanwhile, DT's been building a pretty significant gold advantage. They have 12,000 XP and about 12,000 gold advantage here. So Tongfu is going to be hard pressed to come back from this. If they do play defensively and manage to counter initiate with Naga's ultimate, they may be looking okay, but Morphling's looking pretty scary right now. And Kabu here is going to get caught out by July. He does manage to get a sheep off, but they're going to finish him off. I don't see how they're going to prevent it. Morphling throws in the tornado and the EMP. Just no luck there for them. That's Shadow Shaman down without much of a cost, and that's kind of been the story of the series. DT managing to pick off heroes without paying the price. We've seen them do 4-for-1s, 3-for-0s, 4-for-0s. Just brutal to watch. Chen here taking full advantage of Morphling's ability to
Radiant's bottom tower is under
so
attack.
they go back, fill up in the fountain, and then jump in right on top of bottom tower. And they're probably going to take bottom tower. Not sure how Puck taking advantage of his blink dagger and his ability there to check for a ward up on top. Not sure how they're going to prevent this Morphling from kind of just tearing apart the base. And here we
Radiant's
see this is a
bottom
little bit
tower
risky
is
getting
under attack.
the
Dire's top tower is under attack.
actually, never mind. I thought he was getting a Dagon. That's Puck with a Dagon. But XTD going for
Radiant's
shotgun
bottom
Morphling build, so
tower
he's
has
going to get
fallen.
an Ethereal
Dire's
Blade.
top tower is
There's
under
a ghost
attack.
scepter. That adds to his survivability and also gives him a bunch of burst damage. Oh! EMP coming out. Oh, they might get a kill here on XTD, but just so tanky. Oh man. He absorbs all that damage, and he also has an Aegis, so... Oh, Jesus. They're probably going to manage to kill off
Dire's
here
top tower is under attack.
on Sorry Fox. Invoker is fleeing. Oh man, just brutal. And nice little play there from Eric. He chose to
Dominating!
use phase shift in
Dire's
order to
middle
avoid
tower is under
Phoenix
attack.
Spike Carapace so he can continue chasing him down. Kabu flirting with potential disaster there, continuing to attack them. A little bit out of position. But he's got his team behind him, so he's not too afraid. Morphling with a minute left on the Aegis. We'll see if he chooses to suicide. Just to
Dire's
use it.
middle tower is under attack.
Waveforms right through. If he isn't taking damage when it ends, he actually will get regeneration from it. So, and he does have his Ghost Scepter at home. He's gonna send the courier. Whoa. That's, oh jeez. Vlad's up on super there. And XCD is just very close to finishing his Ethereal Blade actually. Only needs 400 more gold. Probably just wants to finish farming it up. Gonna grab the butterfly component and then have the Ghost Scepter delivered to him. Taking full advantage of the mana regen provided by his Lincoln Sphere. So Aegis is going to get reclaimed and there's not going to be much to come of it, but DT has such a big advantage it really doesn't matter too much. Okay. He's lucky with the timing there. He did get a chance to take advantage of the regen. He's actually going to have enough gold, so he's going to grab, yeah. He's got the courier, is going to bring him his Ethereal Blade. So 217. Tongfu's not out of this yet, but it's going to be difficult to find a way to get back into this game. That's Puck with the Dagon level 2. That's going to just add to his burst damage. Another Ice Blast. A's being pretty on top of these Ice Blasts. Dreamy U proving himself to be quite a dangerous support to be playing against. Played a pretty lethal Coddle last game with
Dire's top tower is under attack.
the way he was landing his
Dire's
his
structures
waves.
are fortified.
This time around, pretty dangerous as well with the way he's landing his Ice Blast. He's actually 4-0-7, so usually or oftentimes you see Ancient Apparitions dying quite a lot early on. Like, they're able to get their ultimates off, but they also die quite often because they get picked off by the other team, and surprised to see that Nick hasn't really had too many opportunities. Dreamy U just doing quite well with the positioning there. We'll see if Morpho chooses to replicate in. 5, 4, 3, yeah, so he comes in, they're ready to fight, and they're pretty much saying, well, Tongfu, your time is up. You can hide in your base, but we're going to come find you. XD now has 4 points here. He's morphing agility to prepare for the burst. And I'm liking here what DT's doing with the Chen Morphling combination. Chen giving Morphling a little bit more survivability when it comes to having low action. Just take advantage of Chen's ultimate to heal him up for a pretty significant portion of his health. And if you can combine that with Mech, that also leaves him pretty tanky on top of the fact that he can also use his strength game to get even more health. So DT actually decided to pull it back a bit. They're not quite interested in jumping into things right away. Don't know if Air is aware of the fact that, okay, he knows there's a regen rune there. He's going to bottle that, so a nice little pickup there for Puck. But yeah, the combination there with the Chen, you can send him back and then have him replicate back into the copy he made. Just helps to accelerate his farming by healing up in the base continuously and using his mana pretty judiciously. You see that XD, I think he sold his bottle, unless he gave it to one of the supports. No, he went ahead and sold his bottle, just because he doesn't really need it anymore. It's not super relevant, has enough regen from Lincolns to sustain himself pretty nicely. Tongfu smoking out. They're desperate. They need something to happen. Oh, they're fighting Triple U9 down here. They saved July.
Mega kill!
Kill, and that's another easy kill for them. No response.
Mega kill! Oh, Stormy!
Oh my god, why didn't you use your ultimate? We haven't seen any Naga Siren ultimates. I mean, we're still waiting on our beautiful voice, and this would be a great time for DD to push. That's 2 free pickoffs they've got. Air's taking advantage. He's going to push bottom. I imagine he'll probably throw out his ward as soon as he has the mana for it. But first he's going to check here for a ward. That's another ward down. Going to orb out.
Behold!
They're going to push up on mid. Tongfu here, they're pushing top tower. I think Kabu wants to wait to throw down his wards. Does have a blink dagger up now, but actually decides to back up. Not sure if that tower's going to go down now. Although he probably wants to use it for defense. That's a fort from Radiant. In July, up in front, pressuring. Does have the gem on him now.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, there's actually 2 gems.
Oh, Stormy!
Oh, you got it.
Hibernate.
Okay, so there's the overgrowth. We see 1 ultimate from
Radiant's
Radiant. That's not going to save the tower though.
Radiant's
XCV's going to keep working down
fallen.
on bottom. Melee Rax is probably going to fall.
Radiant's bottom barracks
So
are
you get a ward
under
down for
attack.
sight.
Unstoppable! Oh, Stormy!
Killing off the Nyx. XCV is going to be able to jump in there, avoiding the whole initiation there.
Unstoppable! Wicked sick!
It's just
Double
brutal. And that's another
kill!
GG, and that's another quick GG too, actually.
Monster
27
kill!
minutes. Last game was only 16, but DT just proving that they're really game powerhouse, making really good use of their lanes and playing very aggressive, getting a lot of kills finding opportunities all over the map. Tongfu not really able to respond to that kind of dynamism, and they fall in short order. So 2-0 for DT. They move on to the next stage. Tongfu not quite as lucky. Guess they're not going to be at the International this year. But I'm liking what DT's doing. Interesting picks. Great plays. We'll see if they can keep it up when they're in Seattle.